169. What happens to us when we celebrate the liturgy?
When we celebrate the liturgy, we are drawn into the love of God, healed and transformed. The sole purpose of all liturgies of the Church and all her sacraments is that we might have life and have it abundantly. When we celebrate the liturgy, we encounter the one who said about himself, "I am the way and the truth and the life." John 14:6. Suppose there is someone who feels forsaken and goes to Mass. God will provide protection and consolation for that person and will remain with him or her. Suppose there is someone who feels lost and goes to Mass. That person will find a Father, the Father who is God, who is waiting to embrace that person and remain with him or her.
"170. What is the most profound origin of the liturgy?
The most profound origin of the liturgy is God, in whom there is an eternal heavenly banquet of love. The joy of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Because God is love, he would like to let us participate in the feast of his joy and to grant us his blessings. Our earthly liturgies must be celebrations full of beauty and power in order to celebrate three things. First, we celebrate the Father, who created us and everything on earth. That is why the gifts of the earth play such a great part in the liturgies. Examples include the bread, the wine, oil and light, incense, and sacred music. Second, we also celebrate the Son, because he came to redeem us. And we will gather at the banquet in heaven to celebrate our liberation. We also listen, study, and pay attention to the Word. Additionally, we participate in the Eucharistic gifts, which means we partake of his body and blood to be strengthened. Third, we celebrate the Holy Spirit, because he lives in us, and in encountering the Holy Spirit, he gives out gifts like consolation, knowledge, strength, courage, and blessing.
"171. What is the essence of every liturgy?
Liturgy is always, in the first place, communion or fellowship with Jesus Christ. Every liturgy, not just the celebration of the Eucharist, is an Easter in miniature. Jesus reveals his passage from death to life and celebrates it with us. the most important liturgy in the world was the Paschal Liturgy that Jesus celebrated with his disciples in the upper room on the night before his death. The disciples thought that Jesus would be commemorating the liberation of Israel from Egypt. Instead, Jesus celebrated the liberation of all mankind from the power of death. Back in Egypt, it was the blood of the lamb brushed on the doorposts that preserved the Israelites from the angel of death. Now he himself would be the lamb whose blood saves mankind from death. For Jesus' death and resurrection is the proof that someone can die and nevertheless gain life. This is the heart, the center of every Christian liturgy. Jesus himself compared his death and resurrection with Israel's liberation from slavery in Egypt. Therefore, the redemptive effect of Jesus' death and resurrection is called the Paschal Mystery. There is an analogy between the event and Exodus 12 in the Bible, where the blood of the Lamb at the exodus of the Israelites from Egypt saved the Israelites and Jesus, the true Paschal Lamb that has redeemed mankind from the bondage of sin and death. Amazing.
Hello, my name is Father Christopher Klussman. I'm from the Archdiocese of Milwaukee in Wisconsin. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you next week.